What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. I can proudly say I've been to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of yard sales. I could not keep count if I tried. I've hosted several myself. I've been to so many yard sales, and so many times have I seen a very sad seller just hoping that I can bring in more customers for him, begging me, hey, if you know anybody, send them my way. They just did poor planning. They didn't execute things properly. That's what this video is going to help you guys out there with. I know it's a little bit of an oddball video. Usually we're on the other side of the spectrum, but I thought this would be fun. So if you ever thought about having a yard sale, needed to know some quick tips to actually help you make some money, or if you wanted to declutter your house, this video should help you. So sit back and relax. Let's learn a thing or two. Alright, so like I said, I've been to hundreds of these things, probably upwards of thousands. I don't know how many exactly. I got 70 listed tomorrow. This is early in the season. During the peak of the season, I can see 150, 200 yard sales at one given time listed, given that the course of, 3/4 of a year, over multiple years. I've been to a fair share of yard sales, plus I have hosted several on my own. So with much of everything in this world, things revolve around planning. Hell, I had to plan this video. It just wasn't a spur of the moment, grab a camera and turn it on. While that's how I started the video, I had to pre-plan all the things that I'm going to tell you. I had to schedule a time of when I was actually going to do this video, and here we are actually making it. Everything revolves around a plan. So with that said, if you decide to just have a spur of the moment yard sale without any preliminary planning, prepare yourself not to have much success at all. Some of what you may hear me say in this list may be out of order from certain things to another, but that's okay. I'm going to try to give it the best order that I can. Starting off with location. Where the hell are you at in this world in vicinity to everything else? Is it easy for people to get to you? Are you near a big town? Are you not near a big town? That's very important when deciding to plan a yard sale. If you're not lucky enough to live near a community, near a big town, something like that, you're not out of luck. That does determine if I, myself, am going to a yard sale. If I'm looking on one of my sheets that says, we got yard sales over here in this area, I got yard sales over here in this area, and then I see this one random yard sale way out in the boondocks, it's probably going to have a determining factor if I decide to drive all the way out there and check it out. You wouldn't be out of luck if you know how to get around that. You have two options, in my opinion. A, you could ask friends and family to say, hey, let's start up a multi-sale. Let's have a community yard sale. The more people, the better. That draws a whole lot of attention. So if you are by your lonesome, if you check out your maps and you see that you are the only person with a yard sale in this vicinity, chances are you're not going to have that much business there. So reach out to your neighbors, to your family, say, hey, would you like to come over here on this particular day? I want to have a yard sale. We can set everything up in the yard, and we're going to get to all that later, on how to set everything up. But that's going to draw people in. A community sale, a multi-sale, the more people, the better. That will increase your odds of having more customers show up. Or there's B, which you could go to the other sales. You do not have to have the sales specifically at your house. Don't be nervous to reach out to these people who are having community sales, who are having multi-sales, side of the road sales. Say, hey, is it okay if I come out and set up beside you? It may involve more work on your end, obviously, but if you are having this one goal to declutter your house or make some extra money, you may have to move your sale closer to where people are actually going to see the sale, where chances are more people will actually drive by and say, hey, there's a yard sale right here, versus looking on a map and saying, do I really want to drive all the way out here for this one potential sale? Now, that's not 100% necessary. You can still be out in the boondocks, have this one particular sale. A lot of places aren't lucky enough to have as many sales as I may have in my area, and they may only see 5 or 6 on a map at a given time, and they're going to hit all of them regardless. It's not a determining factor, but if you do have that ability to move yourself closer or to bring other people to you, I highly recommend it. So moving on to what day should you have a yard sale. This I have seen so many people get wrong. There's only really 3 good days that you should be having a yard sale, and those 3 days are either going to be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If you only had to pick one of the days, pick Saturday. If you have the benefit of being able to sell all 3 days, start on Friday. Don't have a Wednesday sale don't have a during the week sale other than Friday. Friday would be your earliest you should start. Sunday should be the last day you should have it. That's going to guarantee the most potential that you can have at your yard sale. So now you got everything planned out. You know the days that you can do it, or a singular day that you can have this yard sale. What time should you start it? This is not a complicated question right here. Some people look at it and they say, I have no idea. But I can answer this question by asking a very simple question, and that is, do you like money? And it's as simple as that. The earlier the better. You got to expect whatever time you put on this yard sale. Let's say you have a sign, let's say you have advertisements we're going to talk about, that you put sale starts at 8. I would be baffled if no one came at 7. That's just how it works. Expect people to show up early. Embrace that, because if you turn people away from a yard sale that you have at a start time, you are turning away potential money. Just expect people to show up early. My biggest advice is get your ass up as early as possible and go out there and set things up. Get up at 5 in the morning. Have everything set up at 6. Hang out there with a cup of coffee and a donut. You would be surprised on the potential people that are going to pull up and be at your sale before you actually had a scheduled start time. Sure, put a scheduled start time. The average time that I see is 8 o'clock. I love going to the ones that schedule theirs at 7 because I know they're at least going to be there at 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning ready to go. A lot of people expect this. The people who don't are the people that lose money. I have seen so many times at a yard sale, you get to it and it could be 7:30 and the person is like, we don't start till 8. You got to come back. They're just standing around not doing anything. They already have everything set up. Don't hold on to your guns right there when it means losing out on potential customers, losing out on potential declutter if that is the goal you're trying to achieve. I've seen many sales posted on ads that specifically say, and they'll have it capitalized, almost as if they're yelling at you in particular, and they say, no early birds, no one welcome early. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I guess I can understand it. You know, maybe you did not have proper planning. You're rushing to get everything done. You expect to have everything done when you wake up in the morning. You're going to start fresh and get everything out on the tables. That's poor planning. The way I look at it is people are driving on them roads at 6 o'clock in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're driving around. If they see a sale on the side of the road, they may not have seen any of your signs. They're going to stop and check it out. Why turn down that potential profit, that potential sale? Just expect it to happen. That's going to be the best weapon that you have in your arsenal. Don't let it hurt you. When I had sales and people showed up early, in my mind I was like, well, hell, there's potential money. There is a potential sale. I'm not going to turn that down. Just expect it to happen and embrace it. Now we're going to talk about actually advertising your sale, because like you heard me say in the intro, I've seen so many people that are so sad and heartbroken because there's nobody at their sales. I may have been the only one just because I so happened saw it on the side of the road in a far off place that I just happened to be driving by, possibly on my way home or something. And they are so upset that they got no customers that day. They got no business. They didn't think it would go this poorly, but it actually did. And you know, the biggest reason for that is simply advertising. They did none of that. We live in a digital era. Everything is connected either through Wi-Fi or some type of cable. It is so easy to advertise anything and everything out there in this world. Advertising on Facebook and Craigslist and places like yardsale.net even. There's so many different websites, so many different apps that give you the ability to broadcast yourself and show the whole world, or at least in your surrounding vicinity, that you are having a sale. What's really nice when you advertise to these places, there are certain apps and there's certain things that allow people like me and other people to collectively look at multiple sales, and I can pull everything up on one map, and that's where I'm saying I see 70 plus yard sales mentioned, because that's where one person or all of these people have posted their sale either on Craigslist or Facebook or wherever it may be. This is going to be your biggest determining factor to the business that you receive. So now you know that you need to advertise. Well, how do you advertise this sale? Well, it's quite simple. You want to put a listing, a general listing of some of the things that you're going to have at the sale. You want to make it enticing so that people will actually show up. You can put your scheduled start time. I recommend it, at least like maximum 8 o'clock in the morning. Go lower if you can. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You're going to have people show up anyways, but hopefully you're going to expect that and embrace it. but what you put in your actual listing is going to determine whether people show up or not, for the most part. For the people that look at these advertised sales, sure, they can stop by. There's certain people that scan these ads and they want to see specific things and see if it's going to be worth their time. So many times have I seen yard sales, and you know what the first thing they like to put on is Christmas decorations. It's by far the stupidest thing to advertise at your yard sale. Not only are you probably going to be watching this video in spring, hell, it's springtime when I'm, filming this, but I imagine this video is going to be here for quite some time. Yard sales are the springtime thing to do. This is not winter. Sure, attempt to sell your Christmas decorations at a yard sale. I would not advertise those. That is not an enticing thing at all. There's certain keywords that people will look out for. When they see these things, it's a guaranteed they will stop at this sale. But you got to be careful. Do you actually have these things? If you put these keywords in and you do not have them, you will have some pissed off people lined up out your door. But if you do have some of these things, I'll give you some examples on things that you should show in your listing if you happen to have them. Some of these popular keywords, and again, I can't stress this enough, do not put these things in your listings if you do not have them. But also, make sure to be a little bit vague. You don't want to say, I have Contra Force for the NES or Donkey Kong Country 64, various other games for that specific system. Just be vague about it. I have video games. That could be modern or retro. I got vinyl records. Who knows? That could be classical to Elvis to crazy metal albums. You have no idea. You have antiques. You have electronics. You have toys. Use words like vintage and retro. They actually apply. That's the biggest key factor. Don't have people pissed off at your yard sale because you lied to them. But if you do have these things, these are big, heavy hitter words that are going to draw people to your sale. In that same ad, make sure you put your physical address and maybe a few key landmarks to help people, when they get there, when they get in that vicinity, to know where to look. Also, if you want to, in that ad, describe a little bit about parking and how it should work when they get there. Parking is another one of those things that so many people get so wrong. It's very easy to plan ahead for it, but a lot of people, they just expect 2 people to come shopping, those people leave, and 2 more people pull in. That's not going to be the way it works. It's going to get cluttered and it's going to get confusing. It could lead to accidents. You don't want kids out running around. You don't want animals out running around. You need to plan for this. By planning for it, it's simple. Go to your neighbors, go across the street if it's a business. Say, is it okay if people park here? Take your vehicles out of your driveway, park them down the road, have someone pick you up and drop you back off at your house. Create as much room as possible. So now you have the time that you're going to have this yard sale, the day you're going to have it, you're even starting to advertise. You got people interested. They're already sending you messages and emails asking you this and this and this. Don't be scared to answer them. Don't turn away money early on. You may have people wanting to buy something early. It's completely up to you if you want to allow that to happen. But there's one more key bit of advertising that you can do, and it's a little bit more old school, and that's just simple signs. Never, ever go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever it may be and buy those crappy little garage sale signs, yard sale signs, and use those. What's bad is those signs nowadays look so much similar to real estate signs, to basic business signs. They're so small and they're very hard to read, and people will actually put addresses on their start times, everything they can think of, on a little tiny sign and expect someone driving 40 miles an hour down the road to actually see them. Signs can be very effective. This is the best thing you can do, in my opinion, when it comes to a yard sale sign. Go to a crafting store, get maybe 5, 10 humongous big pieces of colored cardboard, yellow, something bright, yellow, red, orange, and then get a huge Sharpie. They make them big old fat pins for Sharpies, and humongous words on there. Put yard sale or garage sale, multi-sale, community sale, whatever it may be, and a humongous arrow right below that pointing on the road that you want these people to go down. Sure, you can put your address on there, but most likely people aren't going to stop and look at it. You can put a start time, but people are going to ignore that anyways, especially if you're me. I'm going to the sale. That's the way it looks. If you got signs out, you're ready to go. But this is what you want on a yard sale. You want it to be visible. You want it to be seen. You don't want someone to have to look at it and second guess. Was that a yard sale sign? It could have been a real estate sign. Who knows? Go to Ace Hardware, your local hardware store, and get a bunch of wooden stakes. They're very cheap. They don't cost much at all. Staple your big, colorful sign to these and put one on every street that leads to your place. This sounds complicated, I know, but so many people don't do this. I have seen yard sales where they have no sign that actually leads to the sale that they're at on their drive. You just kind of have to get lucky and hope you see it. This is going to be one of your biggest tools as well, and it's just simple signs. From every main road that leads to your house that's connected, put a sign up. You can have 10, 15 of them for all it matters. As long as you got an arrow pointing down the road that you need people to go down to, that's how you want to have it. You want to have one from every street that leads to your house. That is very important. So now we're going to talk about pricing and what you should sell your items for. And I already know some of my viewers are watching this like, oh man, I'm waiting for him to talk about this. I want to see how he approaches this. And this is going to be very simple. I'm just going to piss both sides off with this. This video is for sellers at a yard sale. It's not for us hunters. Us hunters go to yard sales in hopes to find the best possible deal we can for the cheapest price possible. But also, having been a seller, I'm trying to gain as much money as I can if I'm having a yard sale, and that's going to be the focus of this video. But at the same time, I want to piss off the sellers for the fact that you may have something that you think is worth a lot of money and it's really not, or if it is worth a lot of money, potentially online, you're not going to get that, and I'm going to explain why. So, referring to that digital age earlier that we live in, anybody in this world can pick up a phone, can go onto their computer and see what an item is worth. And when they're referring to looking something up, they're going to one specific place, and that is eBay. That is the global place where people determine if item A is worth anything or not. But remember this, eBay is the worldwide yard sale. Your yard sale, whether it be on 66 Wonderful Avenue, is just that. It's in a small vicinity area where you can attract only so many customers, while eBay attracts millions. That's just the way it's going to work. If I advertise my item at your yard sale, what's the chance of it selling versus me putting it on eBay for the same price? Think of it like that. Pricing is a very difficult thing for people to grasp their head around. I want you as a seller at a yard sale to potentially get the most you can out of it, but you also got to have your expectations set at a place that aren't stupid. I want you to go through your items, look them up, see what the potential value is on them. Check sold listings, not a listed price, but an actual sold price on an item you have in your inventory, whether it be a very nice old watch, whether it be a retro console or game. Check it out, see what it is. You may be surprised, some of the things you have may be worth money that you were probably going to put a dollar sticker on. So talking about pricing, we're going to use one game as an example right here. And I just grabbed it because I'm in a game room, and this is going to be right around $50, give or take. I don't know the last time I looked it up. But let's say this is worth $50 free shipping online right now on eBay. And I'm not a retro gamer, obviously I am, but this is hypothetically I'm having a yard sale. I found this in a closet. Well, amongst other games, there's some that are worth more, some that are worth less. Do I list this for $50 at my yard sale? No, that would be absolutely stupid if you did. It would not sell. Do you list that same game for $1 for $5? No, it's going to be worth more than that. There's so many determining factors on what price you should put on items, and I'm going to try to run through those with you, and a lot of it just goes with how much you really think you're going to get out of it. When I look at Sonic CD for $50 free shipping online, those people have fees, they have shipping, they have everything associated with it. If you don't have a well-established eBay store, you're not even going to get that money for quite some time after the sale. And an item like that's not going to sell instantly. It's going to sit in eBay for quite some time, maybe a month or two before it even actually sells. You're having a yard sale. You want these things gone. You want to get rid of them. You want to make some cash doing it. But at the same time, you shouldn't get ripped off on items. Sonic CD, what would I put this for at a yard sale if I was having it? I'd probably put 20, 25 bucks on it. I think that would be a solid deal. The chances of it going to someone who just so happens at my sale are probably slim, but since I'm using the right keywords in my advertising, I have games, I have retro games, I have consoles. When someone gets there and they are a collector, whatever it may be, and they see Sonic CD, they already know because that's what they're after. They're like, man, that sells for about $50 online. I can get that here for 20. There you go. You have a potential of getting a sale, getting the most for it. You could start higher, you can work your way down, but at the end of the day, is it worth the time of you shipping, of you packaging everything just to get it gone? All the factors, like I said, that associate how to price something, it's very odd. Just tell yourself, do you really want it gone? Do you want to hoard everything and then try to sell it later on eBay, or do you just want to get it flipped right then and there? don't be scared to take a lower price. Obviously, this game's worth more to the eBay standard. A lot of people don't realize that. When they see something listed on eBay, $50, $100, whatever it may be, they completely ignore the work it goes into actually getting that item to you, the fees and the shipping associated on top of that. So they think this game is worth $50, when in reality, it's, I would say, more or less worth about $40. That's the way cash value would be on this. That other $10 that you see associated with it's going to fees, it's going to shipping, it's going to everything else. And $40 again online, that's not a yard sale. You are not at eBay Avenue, you are on 66 Wonderful Street. Remember that. This is not eBay. This is your yard sale, and this is the place that you want to get the most money you can, while at the same time being as completely fair as possible. People do not get up early to go and find eBay prices at a yard sale. They get up early to find deals. And if you can give people these deals, you will be getting money that you didn't think possible. So many determining factors to this. Is the item that you're listing, is this a popular item that sells all the time on eBay very frequently for that price? Sure, you can ask more for that. You can undercut eBay 20, 30%, whatever it may be. Or is this something that's going to sit for so long on eBay that, you know, even cutting it 20, 30% is not going to help? You may have to go way lower than that just to sell it. Always think in the back of your mind, is it worth it just to sell it now for a very nice discounted price to the person who wants it? Or do you really want to go through the time and hassle to list it on eBay? It's a catch-22 either way you look at it. I don't want you as a seller to lose out on potential money. But if you are having a yard sale, you are either A, trying to declutter, or B, trying to get money. So if you want to have everything listed for eBay pricing, my biggest suggestion is go to eBay and list it there. Go to your local, you know, dollar store, whatever it may be, Walmart, grab some of those little colored stickers, and those are going to be your pricing stickers. You need to do all this in advance. You want to have your yard sale maybe like a week in advance. You shouldn't have it more than that. Most likely someone's going to forget after a week. But at least, you know, 5 to 7 days before this yard sale begins, you need to start doing all this stuff. You need to start going through your inventory. You need to start pricing things. Don't be that person that puts a 25-cent sticker on an item. If you got a bunch of really cheap items, put them all in a box and put a sticker on that box that says all items in this are whatever price, or how many this for a specific price. You want to list things that are of value. But those stickers are very beneficial for a handful of reasons. Number one, you are allowing the customer to shop without having to ask you, you know, multiple times, how much is this worth? How much is this worth? Another good reason for the stickers is people are more likely to bundle up items. Let's say someone goes into a yard sale with the intent of only spending around $20. They find one item that's worth $5. It's got the sticker on there. They may say, well, let me look around and see if I can find anything else. You don't want to have that customer be in a position where the only way they know what this thing is worth is that they ask you. I think stickers are very beneficial. Some people can argue that, but for me, I think they're really worth it. Also, in this preliminary stage of prepping everything, get up, go to the bank, and get I would say at least a couple $100 in change. You know, you can expect people to have change. As a hunter, I try to have change when I go to a yard sale. There's been many times where I spend all my money, I go to an ATM and go right back to yard sale, and I have to hit someone with a $20 bill for a dollar item. It's expected that you will have to break change. You want to have fives, you want to have $1 bills, mainly $1 bills. That's, you know, the yard sale currency of today. Everything, you know, is involve $1 bills, but 5 and 10s, maybe a few 20s, but I wouldn't expect that. But make sure you have some change ready to go. Folding tables are nice at a yard sale. Not everybody has them. If you do not have access to folding tables, my biggest suggestion would be going to your local hardware store, tool store, and spending $3 or $4 on some very cheap tarps. Lay those out on your lawn and then place your items there. You don't have to have folding tables to have a yard sale. When I go to a yard sale and I just see things thrown across the lawn, no tarp or nothing. When in the morning, there's morning dew, things get wet. It's a very big turnoff, and when you're looking at things like electronics and games and whatnot, it's heartbreaking to see. So it's the morning time of your sale. You had it listed to start at 7 o'clock, but maybe it's like 5:36 in the morning. You have everything set up in your garage or in, you know, in your living room front door, ready to go in boxes. Everything is priced. You know it's not going to take you long at all to get everything out there. This is what people don't realize, why they have such a bad time setting up yard sales. They did none of this pre-planning. So you take everything out and you start to decorate your lawn with it. You don't have to be one of those people that lines everything up on a tee, but you also don't want to be that person that just scatters everything. Have a little bit of order to everything, but at the same time, don't bring out a tape measure to make sure things are perfectly aligned out there. I guess the next and I guess final step would be in this yard sale, and that would be just to make money. You got everything set up, ready to go. People are already starting to pull in. You've advertised everything correctly. Things are looking good for you. The biggest bit of advice I can be, don't be one of those people that sit in a chair drinking a mason jar full of whatever it is, looking on their phone. Get up and interact with people. You know, ask them if they're looking for anything specifically. They may not see something that you know is there. Being a salesman is not the hardest thing at all. You just really have to have interaction. Don't be nervous to talk to people, while at the same time, don't bug the hell out of them. You know, ask, how are you doing? Good morning. Anything you're looking for. If they're holding a particular item, wondering what it is, talk to them about them. You may be surprised. You may catch a sale you may not have before. And that's really it, guys. That's kind of all I got for you on this video. I'm sure I'll get comments down below from some of my viewers that say, you know, you need to tell them about this. Check through the comments. You'll probably see other bits of advice, that maybe some things that I've left out. But if you follow some of these simple rules with a yard sale and you finally have one, I guarantee you're going to do a lot better than had you not. But again, guys, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and as always, everybody out there in this wonderful world, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.